guys, welcome back to the Collector Car Network. My name is Luke. What do we have here today? Well, this beast of a car is the 2024 Toyota Tundra Limited CrewMax Hybrid 4x4. Okay, that's a really long name, but the Tundra has been in the truck market for well over 20 years. And in 2022, we saw a significant kind of body style change and a redesign, which kind of marked a new era for the Tundra. Now, how does it go against its competitors like Ford, Chevy, and Ram? Well, we're gonna kind of find out today because there's no longer a V8 in this thing.
Since its debut in the year 2000, the Toyota Tundra has continually evolved to meet the demands of truck enthusiasts. The 2022 redesign marked a significant shift in its appearance and capabilities, setting a new standard for Toyota. With 7 trim options available, the Tundra offers something for every driver. Standard on limited and above trims is the option for a 3-inch factory lift kit, except for the TRD Pro, which comes pre-equipped from the factory with a lift. With the Drive Mode Select and Tow/Haul modes, you can tailor the driving experience to your needs. The 4-wheel demand part-time 4-wheel drive system with the electric controlled transfer case and auto-limited slip differential ensures you get optimal traction in different driving conditions. Plus, the multi-link rear suspension enhances stability and comfort both on and off the road.
All right, guys, so starting off with this exterior here, you guys know brown is a really hard color to make look good, but check out this smoked mesquite paint. It's just subtle enough that when the sunlight hits it and it sparkles in that brown color, it looks so good. And especially combined with all the black you get because this is the nightshade package. You get 20-inch gloss black rims, and you get blacked out lettering abundant throughout this vehicle. Now come ahead and look at this headlight here. We have these weird protrusions that absolutely serve no purpose, and we saw something similar on the Toyota Crown, which again serves no purpose, but is a little fun touch, maybe for aerodynamics, I don't know. But as we look at this hood here, it's a ginormous bulged hood with our iForce Max lettering here to let you and everyone around you know you're rocking with the most powerful trim level here. And it's one of my favorite things on this vehicle because sitting in the driver's seat, looking at this giant hood, it feels really nice and aggressive. So as you move down just a little bit on the side of the car, again, we have our 20-inch black alloy wheels. We have these giant side mirrors that fold inwards, so like we went through the car wash today and easily push the button and they fold inwards. And just again, more of that black lettering and some nice character lines. And I really like how on the other side of this vehicle, the character lines extend into the gas cap, a super nice touch. All right, guys, so looking at the rear end here, check this out. We're gonna push our button to activate our lift gate and go down. And what we have here is a 5.5-foot aluminum reinforced composite bed, so you don't have to worry about scratching up your bed down here. And we have 2 LED lights on the sides. We have 2 more up top. We have your household outlet, and we also have these little areas for you to put your tow straps on that are adjustable, so you can kind of have a variety of different things strapped down and secured back here. Now you can also option for the 6.5-foot bed on this trim level. Now looking at the back right here, again, we have more of that gloss black Toyota trim. We have our rear view camera hidden nicely right down here. And just looking at the back end, it's super rugged looking, but also maintains a really sleek design.
Gone are the days of the Tundra's V8. Instead, the Tundra now offers 3 different versions of their 3.4-liter V6, including this iForce Max twin-turbo V6 hybrid, which is for those looking to get the most power out of their Tundra. However, with a 12,000-pound towing capacity, it's the least capable in the half-ton class.
All right, guys, so looking up under the hood here, what exactly is this? Well, this is the iForce Max Turbo V6 hybrid engine, and it puts out roughly 437 horsepower, 583 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that is going to be a significant increase compared to the other trim levels of the standard iForce engine. Now, what kind of gas mileage are we looking at? Well, it's actually not too terrible for a car as big as this, a truck as big as this. We're looking at 22 on the highway, 19 in the city for a combined 20 miles per gallon. All right, guys, so if you're someone who's not really interested in the hybrid engine and you want to get the standard iForce V6 turbo engine, the power levels you're looking at are 389 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque. All right guys, so hopping in the interior here, we have flat black trim pretty much abundant throughout this vehicle. We have our soft text trimmed 8-way adjustable power seats for the driver and the passenger. It is nice and soft. They are a little bit harder than what I'm used to, but they are nonetheless still comfortable. Now these are heated and ventilated, and what I like about them is just how functional they are. The ventilation has 3 different ways of intensity, and I really like how quickly it activates. You can really tell it makes a difference. And now the heated seat also behaves the same way, very, very hot. So as we look down at our floor mats here, this is the, limited trim. It's going to be a little more heavy duty. So we have almost like a weather techie type of floor mats. And as we move up top to our infotainment system, this is a 14-inch Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatible screen. Of course, it's wireless, so it's familiar technology all of us are used to. Super easy to use, especially on this giant screen. And just below that, we have our almost like airplane switches to control your climate control. And I love the tactile kind of feedback you get. I'm really not a fan of those electric buttons, so I think the Tundra has done a great job at, just keeping it classic and keeping things functional. And just below that, we have our 360 button to view our cameras, of course, courtesy to our hidden cameras located throughout this vehicle, making parking this thing a breeze. And just above that to the right, we have kind of weirdly positioned a USB Type A outlet here, and below that we have our QI compatible wireless charger, which is actually, not too shabby. Typically the chargers that are found here, you put your phone on there and they just be flying around. That is not the case. For some reason, I'll put my phone there and it stays, it charges, behaves fantastic, and I love that. You have plenty of storage right down here. You have your 2 cup holders, which are a little bit smaller, but you know what isn't small is this giant glove box that can be center console that can be opened 2 different ways, a button here and a button here. So let's open that up. Inside, we're greeted with plenty more space. We have a USB Type A charger as well as a USB Type C. And let's close that. As you move down to our shifter here, it's a nice heavy duty feel, very satisfying to kind of change your gears. And we have below that our drive mode selector switch, which will give you sport mode, comfort mode, and eco. Surprisingly, sport mode is pretty quick on this thing. I mean, you're not really buying this thing for speed, but the throttle response becomes very sensitive, and it really goes. It really likes to cruise at highway speeds. To the left of that is our, again, another drive mode. So we have our 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low switches right here. And as we look at our steering wheel and tachometer, we have a 12.3-inch tachometer that comes standard on the limited and above trims. Fully electric, and it looks really cool. I am a fan of more of the analog style physical gauges, but I think it works in this vehicle. Now our steering wheel here is nice and beefy, but it's your pretty standard steering wheel. So you have your lane assist, you have your volume controls, your radio controls, your call controls, all right here, easy to access. And as we look more to our door panels, we have our 2-way memory buttons here for our power operated seats. And of course we have this little button here that will close our windows, say if we're going through the car wash. Now, as we look up top, what do we get? Well, this is actually optioned with the moonroof, and check out how humongous this thing is. A super nice feature, so the kids in the back can enjoy a beautiful sunny day or enjoy a nice car wash like me and my coworker did today in this thing. Makes for a really fun and enjoyable experience, and it's actually not too slow. And just below that button, we do have our window for the rear. Nice and quick, allowing you to have as much airflow as you'd like.
Opting for the shorter cab won't affect front row comfort, but reduces the rear seat legroom from 41.6 inches in the crew cab to just 33.3 in the extended cab.
Driving this thing isn't exactly as intimidating as you would think it would be if it's your first time driving a truck. And I think that's, helped because of the 360 cameras. They really give you a confidence boost. Whether you're parking this thing or you're just driving and you get a little close, you don't know how far away you are from the car in front of you, the cameras will pop on and you can just easily see what's around you. Now, when we're talking about power here, this is the most powerful Tundra, but I can't really tell a difference between this and the standard non-hybrid iForce engine. The only real difference I can tell is maybe a lighter and stronger, more responsive throttle response, but you know, it's honestly not too drastic. And at higher RPMs is really when the hybrid engine shines, but to be honest, it's not that big of a difference. The throttle is more responsive and feels maybe just a little bit quicker, but you're not really buying this truck for a quicker, you know, a fast car. You're buying this vehicle because you want to have a higher towing capability. You want that added torque to just make things a little easier, and so you can feel a little more confident when driving. But I will tell you, this V6 engine, listen to that growl. Especially with that turbocharger, it sounds really beefy, and you wouldn't expect that from a hybrid engine, but it does sound pretty mean. Now, wind noise isn't exactly the best on this vehicle, going around 80 miles an hour, which is kind of where this vehicle wants to cruise at on the freeway. You can expect to hear a decent amount of wind noise. Also, the suspension is super nice and floaty. I've always loved a soft suspension kind of ride, but just know you will probably experience more body roll, especially when you're going through corners. I think it could be kind of fun, but it also can be a little dangerous depending on the way you drive. Now, overall ride quality is super smooth, and I just love that in combination with the sound that this thing makes. You put this thing into sport mode, which we're about to do here, and it really just wants to go. It doesn't feel heavy in the slightest for a truck, and I really like how responsive that throttle is. Now, talking a little bit about the noises that this vehicle makes, you know, they're not the most pleasant. Listen to the sound of me just adjusting my seat. Why does it sound like the UPS driver putting his vehicle in reverse? Why is it a sound to begin with, you know? But it's just a not pleasant chime compared to, say, the Genesis that we just last reviewed. That thing was super elegant and, you know, just a lighter tone. And I'm not sure why Toyota decided to go with something that kind of screams at you. And that's whether it be, you know, adjusting your seat, not having your seatbelt on, or just, you know, cars being too close to you and having it picked up on the 360 sensors. Just not the most pleasant sound. All right, so as I make my corner here, I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas in sport mode, and I'll let you guys know when I reach 60 miles an hour. All right, you guys ready for this? Full throttle, here we go. And 60 miles an hour. Okay, so it isn't the fastest thing in the world, but again, you're not buying this truck for speed, but it is pretty quick for the size that it is. I feel super confident driving this thing, and you know, I kind of feel like a badass a little bit, especially with this bulged hood in front of me. I feel like I'm driving something really heavy duty, and you know, with the nightshade package and the, you know, the black paint, it all comes together and just gives me a feeling of kind of just badassery.
In comparing the Toyota Tundra's iForce engine, which comes on the lower trims, to its iForce Max counterpart, which gives you 100 more feet-pounds of torque, it's crucial to decipher the practical implications beyond just the sheer numbers. The standard iForce engine boasts impressive power and torque figures, making it a robust choice for towing and everyday driving. However, with the introduction of the iForce Max, Toyota aimed to enhance initial response and efficiency through hybrid technology, albeit with a significant price premium. While the Max variant provides a sharper initial throttle response and potential better city gas mileage, its benefits in real-world towing scenarios may not outweigh its added cost, especially considering its limited assistance during extended towing sessions. Ultimately, opting for the regular model seems to be a more financially prudent choice unless the enhanced response of the Max is a top priority. As Toyota continues to refine its hybrid technology, future iterations may offer a more compelling advantage.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. That's pretty much it for this review. Thanks for bearing with me and my bad haircut. I'm going to get one. But remember, everything we say is subjective, so we would always recommend go to your local Toyota dealership, try one of these things out for yourselves, and then let us know in the comments how you felt about it. And remember, if you want to collect a car of your own, check out our website at ClassicCars.com, which is our online marketplace with over 30,000 listings live on the site. And also be sure to check out autohunter.com, which is our 7-day online auction. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see y'all in the next video.